There is no better time than here and now.
ESG, environment, social governance. That's what that stands for. And basically a lot of funds around the world have mandated that they can only invest in companies that are ESG compliant. So what does that mean? That means that basically they can invest in Shell because it's apparently ESG compliant. I don't know how oil and coal industries are environmentally friendly, but maybe because they're allocating funds into renewables. I don't know what that is, but somehow it's a big topic. And the complaint a lot, or the FUD out there, is that crypto isn't very ecologically friendly. There are a lot of opposing views. You can search what the views are out there, and I think they are, given the amount of resources that crypto is engaging with in terms of talent recruitment, in terms of employment, in terms of GDP that it's creating, there is no way that that is ecologically unfriendly, in contrast to the big data centers that the big financial institutions maintain and manage. The big tech companies that are hosting huge data centers for the whole world and all these online commerce platforms. Are those really ESG non-compliant? Should they not warrant investments? I don't think so. I think they're all a huge contributor to the way that we can live today as digital nomads anywhere on the planet. We can work from home as well as work in an office as we deem that appropriately, and driving jobs for creating products that people want to buy through these channels. Either way, we now have government officials flying halfway around the world with huge jets, private jets, escorts around those jets, that are burning massive amounts of fuel, emitting massive amounts of CO2, and only to drive contentious and build contentious relationships with a counterparty, right? Look at what Pelosi's doing, going to Taiwan, and between US and China, creating that friction. Was that necessary? I don't know. But once the red flag was raised, she had to go. And so there was no way about it. And ultimately, what did that lead to? It led to the importance and highlighting the importance of that semiconductor industry in Taiwan. Ultimately, I think some 60 to 90% of the appliances in the US all require chipsets. Those chipsets and the technology underlying those chipsets are generated out of Taiwan or companies based in Taiwan. They could be manufactured in China, by the way, but they're actually managed and maintained by a Taiwanese company that then ship those across to the US. I guess one of the sensitive areas is what and who are the customers of those chipsets? Who are they going to? And ultimately, it is important for national security purposes to understand how that information and that data is protected, especially if there are government contracts associated with those semiconductors and those chip technologies.